Hi, my name is Yao. I'm going to do a quick presentation on the week 8 assignments. And as we can see from here, the week 8 assignment is based on the privacy and emerging topic in security. And in this assignment, we are required to create a video. We are required to create a Python, use the Python to automate a chat GPT to locate now to check our download folder on our own computer to find the file older than 60 days and move them to delete folder, to create a folder as a delete folder and move them to it. So let's jump in quickly in the VS Code to show that. So I created my repo, and the repo name is privacy and emerging. So in this repo, I have to, before I can run anything to be able to run the code successfully, I created a virtual environment and with all necessary libraries. And as you can see from here, this is it. And I had to install the OpenAI, which is AI tools and utilities that can bind together to be able to execute my Python code to be able to to scan the folder from my personal laptop. And beside that, I have to also implement create during creation of my virtual environments. I make sure that during my OpenAI the CLI is implemented, and that CLI I had to implement also the API, and the API it come up with the main file where it's going to run the sub parameters and all those kind of argument that should be passed, and the necessary files should be also present as a libraries. And also there's a lot of tools combined together to execute this API. And at some point I had to create OpenAI API keys, and that API key is right here, and it contains, once you create it, you have to copy it to the code to be able to execute your own code. So this is it right here. And coming back to my file, that's the environment. And coming back to my file, as a define here, a cleanup download.py, that's how I named the file. And I imported the operating system, showed all the libraries and necessary binaries. And then I did a configuration here. The configuration is showing the threshold that I set for the 60 days. For any file which is older than 60 days, is going to be moved to the delete folder. I will show the delete folder. So I define a function for the API key, where the API key is open API key is going to be configured in my virtual environment and to be able to execute the command and the code. And I define also the get older file, old file, and I move when that function is executed, is going to move the old file to delete folder. And this is how I delete. I create I present the folder in the code, which is a delete underscore folder, and that folder is going to create directly in my computer and move the file to it. So I also build a fallback in case there's nothing older than 60 days. So it's going to fall back and tell me, okay, I scan your computer, but I cannot find any old folder older than you see here, download folder. I cannot see anything does not contain any file. You can see as I'm showing it here. So, and after that, it's going to ask the execution is going to find this function, and the function is going to be looking for the file and the API key parameters to be able to read through and pull up those files older than 60 days. As you can see, you see, this is where the configuration is happening as open AI for context, and it's going to print it using the ask ChatGPT to for advice to print it and move the file. This is the function, the move part. And if there's anything, if there's nothing, I use the else condition here to express to print it, so that this is the end of the function. So let's now get into the execution part of the code. So now before we go to the that particular area, let me get out of this first. So I'm in my workspace. In my workspace now, that's where I clone my repo. So as you can see, privacy and emerging topics in security. That's the repo name. So I'm going to seed into that repo. In first place, also, I have. Let me show the delete folder that when I create a delete folder before execution. So let me list it, and as you can see from here, I have the delete the delete folder. I have the delete folder which is right here, created today. You see, this morning, May 12, delete folder, and then I have the download folder also. Download folder also that I put those file older than 60 days in it. So I'm going to run the code now to scan that download folder to move the file into delete folder. So now let me go to my workspace, and now let me cd into the directory where I have privacy and security. Now I'm in. So what I'm going to do now here, as you can see, I'm going to now execute the code to show the content, or to show the executing results. So I'm now trying to execute using my Python command. Okay, now let's execute it. So it's telling me here that in my folder I create, download folder, there's no file older than 60 days were found. Asking ChatGPT for quick tips. So now ChatGPT is telling me your download folder does not contain file older than the threshold set. Tips: keep download tight by sorting or deleting file you no longer need. As you can see, that's the result of it. But I can move. Yes, as I said, I can move file which is older than the download, which is older than 60 days, and rerun the command again to see how the command will execute. Thank you. Let me move those files into it and rescan it and re-execute it again. Yeah, now that I try to move few file from my computer to the download folder. Let me execute again the command to show the old folder older than 60 days. So I'm going to execute that command now to execute, yeah, the same folder. Now, as you can see, now as you can see, I showed the first stage where there's no the code cannot execute and find any old folder than 60 days. So now that I put the whole 60, I point to the whole download folder. Now it's telling me that starting from here, it's telling me I'm going to copy this and add it to a part of it and add it to the screenshot. So now it's going to tell it pull up so many files. Now as you can see, these are the files that are older than 60 days. And as you can see, ChatGPT has answer here, as you can see, and I have so many bunches of folder older than 60 days, as you can see. from here, so many files, as you can see. So many files are older than 60 days. Now let's see where ChatGPT was asked to provide comment. If it's there, we will see. So I'm going to, since I have this now, I have the result as it is, and we have the file. I'm going to execute the same command again to see how the command, the code executes according to the requirement from the assignment. As from here, you can see all those files are in here. So as I'm showing, it's a lot of files that are older than 60 days. So let's see. I'm going to execute the same command again. Okay, now let me enter and execute the same command again. Now let's see how will be the answer. Now that I re-execute the same command again, now it's telling me that OpenAI is not set. Continue without with this thing. No file older than 60 days, because you already moved them to delete file, delete folder. And that delete folder I'm going to show right now. I'm going to show it right now. Asking ChatGPT for quick tips. So as I show in the first place, the same thing comes back again. So that's how my code works. And I believe I hit the expectation from the assignment. And let me go to now, as I'm going to show the delete folder. I'm going to show the delete folder. Let's list it. The delete folder is where it's going to be here. As you can see, the delete folder. So now let's seed into that delete folder and see the content, which is going to lead us to the end of this presentation. So now cd delete. So cd delete now lists the content, and as you can see, these are the files that my code was able to scan and move to the delete folder. You can see files are starting from 2024, 2023, and the last file, which is a 60 days old here, is we have here October 30th 2024. We have January 30th 2026, 2026 January 12. Those files are over 60 days, even though it's a 2026 year. The year 2026 is over 60 days. And also you can see February 3rd. So yeah, this is the end of it. Thank you for watching my presentation, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.